IG, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. What up, what up, what up? Y'all already know the drill. Drop your name, your business name, your company name, your name, what state you calling in from or you chiming in from. Today we're going to talk about, do you really want it? Make sure y'all share this with at least 3 to 5 people, please. I want to know, do you really want what you say that you want it? Everybody wants to leave their 9 to 5. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody want to make 6 figures a year or 6 figures a month. Everybody wants to take the nice trips. Everybody wants to be wealthy. Everybody wants generational wealth. Do you really want it though? I hear you say you want it, but do you really want it? That's what we're going to talk about here today. Do you, looking you in the camera, in the eyes, do you really want what it is you say you want? Do you even know what it takes? Do you know the work ethic? Do you know the number of no's you're going to get? Do you know how much you're going to be upset? Do you know how much setback you're going to get? Do you know how many people are going to stop dealing with you? Do you know how many relationships you may have to split up? Do you know how much you have to invest? Do you really want what you said it is that you said that you wanted? I don't even know if that made sense what I said. But bottom line, do you really want it? Total wellness, what's going on? Do you really want it? I keep getting set back. What am I doing wrong? Well, here's the thing that I can tell people. Okay? So now, if your goal, been following your content, bro. Mario _G2G_white. Thank you. So I often compare our financial goals with fitness goals because you have to have the same mindset and the exact same work ethic. You have to have the exact same mindset and the exact same work ethic. Okay? See, I remember when I first started taking the gym seriously, because I think all of us have been on this seesaw of health, probably most of our life after about 29. Like, for anybody on here who's under the age of 30, trust me, when you get about 30 years old, you'll start seeing that stuff don't pop back into place like it used to when you was 20. And so I remember being on this journey and I was doing everything. I'm eating, I'm eating the number of meals. I'm going to the gym. I'm doing all of these things and I'm seeing 0 results. 0. I might lose 3 pounds and then I gain 6 and then I might lose 9 and then I gain another 9. Like everything that I was doing, it was like I was on a seesaw of life and I was getting frustrated. And there was a time when I quit. And then I had to learn to take my own advice. This was in 2016. I had to learn to take my own advice. And I said, you know what, Will? You want to know why you're not seeing results? Because you really don't want it. Because if you really wanted it, you would invest in somebody who can teach you how to get there. And I asked myself, I said, self, what do you mean by that? And myself said, Will, you're not a nutritionist. You're not a personal trainer. Are you even working the proper muscles you want to work in order for you to get the results you want to get? Because see, here's the thing that I've learned about fitness. You can't target just your stomach. Yeah, you can do crunches, but that doesn't mean you're going to lose belly fat. You can try to lose weight, but I don't care how many chin-ups you do or head-ups you do. You're not going to lose weight in your face. You have to work at the totality of what it takes in order for you to see the optimal results for your body. And so for that, I had to go and get a professional. So I would go and hire, I got a personal trainer. I started learning about nutrition. I started learning about what foods work for my body. And I actually even invested in this book. And I highly recommend you go and get this book. It's called Food, Beverages, and Supplement List. And it gives you the breakdown of what foods are good and not good for your body based upon your blood type. So this was a part of what I had to do to invest in myself, along with a trainer. Matter of fact, one of my trainers is actually on here, my boxing trainer. I see he's on the line, and he put me through hell today, but I pushed through because I really want this shit. You know what I'm saying? See, I was willing to make the investments I needed to make in myself for me to get the optimal result, because a lot of the times we confuse being busy with work. Let me say that again. A lot of the times we confuse being busy with work. Whenever I hear somebody say, yeah, I'm grinding, I always like to ask, what is it that you're grinding on? Because if you're still in the same place, you're not grinding, you're just moving around. You moving your hips, but your feet not moving. And so we got to get your feet moving, because if I would have continuously stayed on the path of me being ignorant to the concepts that I needed to learn on how to lose the weight that I wanted to lose, on how to be in better shape. Because again, as you get older in age, and now I'm 43, I need to figure out what's going to work for my body. And so I can't eat 6 meals a day. But that's not a part of what my goal, because I wasn't trying to bulk. I was trying to cut. So sometimes when you go on the internet and get free information, that free information may not be applicable to where you are or where your starting point is at. And sometimes that's the downfall of free. See, free will get you some movement, but it's not going to move the needle. Free will get you some movement, but it's not going to move the needle. And so that's what I decided to do. And I decided to go and get me a personal trainer, so that way I can actually learn what's going to work for my body. I started to learn about compounding exercises. I started to learn about caloric deficits and making sure my proteins are up, and knowing what my intermittent fasting window is and how much water I need to drink, and understanding the difference between H2O and H3, like learning all of these different things. But these are things that I had to invest in to learn for me, because all of the free stuff I was trying on the internet wasn't necessarily producing the long-term end results. Because free can only get you so far, because the free information that you're getting may not be optimal for your starting point. See, everybody's starting point is completely different. Everybody's starting point is completely different. And so that's what you have to find out, what works for your starting point. But I'm going to talk to you today about, do you really want it? Are you ready to be a millionaire? And if that's not your goal, are you ready to be a six-figure heir? Are you trying to be six-figure-ish? Are you truly ready? Because I meet people all the time. I was once there. You guys may have heard me tell this story. So I actually started in entrepreneurship in 2003. And it wasn't as easy as it is now. Obviously, there was no social media. You couldn't just go out there and make money. Like a lot of these things that people have access to today to position themselves, that was not around almost 20 years ago. Matter of fact, it's 20 years now. In August 14th will be my 20th year as an entrepreneur. I actually started August 14th, 2003 is when I became an entrepreneur. I know all of my dates. And so none of this was around back then. And so I had to get it from the mud. I actually had to, my mentors, like, they would tell you, you cannot have access to me if you're not willing to put the work in. Oh, you failed today? Well, go fail another 10 times and then come back to me. This is how my mentors will talk to me. See, now we've gotten too accustomed to wanting to be coddled, and we want people to let us know it's going to be okay when we fail. No, keep going. Can you imagine a world prize boxer, a championship boxer? He gets hit in a ring and then he runs back to his corner crying. His trainer is going to be like, get your ass back in there. This is what you wanted. That's how some of us need to be talked to. And so I remember being an entrepreneur and trying to do all of these things that wasn't working because I wasn't following. I was trying to reinvent the wheel. I thought I knew something more than my mentors knew, even though they had the lifestyle that I wanted. I'm telling them that I aspire to be where they are, but I'm doing everything complete opposite because I think I got it all figured out. I was trying to reinvent the wheel. And I can remember year after year after year. And then I remember I had a mentor at the time, because I've had many mentors over the years. Now, mind you, I said I started entrepreneurship in 2003. And then I remember in 2012, so we're talking 8 years later, I'm still in the exact same place. And one of my mentors, we were talking about my taxes because I wasn't filing my taxes properly. And he said, Will, how much money did your business make last year? And I said, I had a loss. And he said, then you have a loss like the last 5-6 years? He said, Will, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. And that stung. He said, Will, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Stop telling people you have a business. Black Planet was the first social media platform 20 years ago. They bought out MySpace. The rest is history. He said, Will, you have a hobby. And I had to actually sit back and think about that. And I'm like, this is a hobby. Because for one, it's not making me any money. But I'm not making any money because I'm not taking it serious. I'm not investing in the proper tools I needed to grow. I didn't think I needed a website. I didn't go to the events. I felt I could get enough of the free information. I was trying to do everything for the free and trying to piecemeal all of the information, but wondering why I'm still like that hamster on the wheel, stuck in the same place from 8 years ago, and wondering why my mentors were separating themselves from me. Because they were saying, Will, we can't continue to drag you. We're trying to run a race for our family. You can't continue to hold on to my legs. You can't continue to grab around my shoulders, because I need to be able to run fast for my family. So when people get mad at somebody for running fast and not holding your hand all the way through the process, you have to be willing to run just as fast as them, because they also have their families that they're feeding and the indirect people who they also impact. Oh yeah, the views go down when I start talking like this. That's fine. I can talk to you fluidly about this and be transparent, because these are the things that I've been through. Period. And so when I say, is what you said you wanted, is that what you really wanted? And if you're still in the same position from 5 years ago, it can't be. Something is off. Something is off. It's off. I had a conversation with someone recently, and I said, hey, what is your financial goal? Jeffrey, appreciate that. Thank you. And everybody else who said They hear. Thank y'all. I said, what is your goal? And he said, you know what? I want to be able to replace my income. I see you, Katina. And I said, okay, how much do you make a month? And he told me, and I think, and if y'all forgive me, y'all know I like to doodle. It helps me to keep going. My mind races like this. He said, I make about $4,000 a month. Somebody put these numbers in the chat for me. I said, okay, so you want to make about $4,000 a month. And I said, well, here's the first mistake. You shouldn't want to be in position just to replace your income, because then you're going to be in the exact same position financially. You need to double or triple your income. He said, damn, I never thought about that. I said, so now imagine if you had never booked a call with me, your bar would have been just to replace your income. Because right now at $4,000 a month, you're not where you want to be. He was like, damn. And I said, so we need to be at least $10,000 to $12,000 a month. What do you want that to look like? He said, I want to make it in mailbox money. That means real estate, building a real estate portfolio. I said, okay, perfect. I said, what state do you live in? He told me the state he lived in. And I said, what is the average purchase price for an investment property? And he said, it's probably about $200,000. And I said, is that fixed up, or that's a purchase price that you got to actually go in and put some work in? He said, oh yeah, you right. I ain't think about that. That's what it would cost me just to buy a house. I said, okay, so how much you think the rehab? He said, probably between 50 to 80,000. I said, okay, so let's just say for the sake of this dialogue, $300,000 for the average property that you have to invest in your market per investment property. I said, okay, so now, depending on how aggressive you're going to be, depending on the market you're going to be in, and in the market you live in, the property taxes are actually pretty high. So if we do a deal, let's just say, and we actually ran some live numbers, and I said, do you know that the average net rental income you would make is about $200? The average net income you would make is about $200 based upon what you're providing to me. He said, wow. I said, okay, so how many properties would you have to invest in making $200 a month to get to $10,000 a month? Somebody do that for me. I don't have my calculator handy. Let me see if I have my calculator. Somebody divide 10,000 into 200 for me. My calculator battery is dead. Somebody divide 10,000 into 200 and tell me what that number is, please. That's 50. Thank you, Michael. I said, so you're going to need an average of 50 properties to make that $10,000 a month. 50 doors. Okay? Now, somebody add 50 times 300,000. Okay? What's 50 times 300,000? Who can tell me what 50 times 300,000? If somebody can add that up for me. That's 15 million. So I said, you're going to need an average of a $15 million real estate portfolio. This is just raw numbers, because we didn't put a plan in place yet. We're not talking about going after multifamilies. We're not talking about going after we didn't put any of that into place. This is how my mind works when I talk to somebody, just so someone can see a scope of what it potentially looks like for them to make about what it is they're trying to make in their own backyard. And I said, okay, now on average, we need at least 20% down on every single property. Who can tell me what 20% is of 15 million? Who can tell me what 20% is of 15 million? Who wants to tell me what 20% is of 15 million? That's $3 million. So I said, so you need $3 million to bring to the table Now, this isn't all at once. This is over time. So this means you're going to have to touch at least $3 million to bring to the table. You're going to have at least a $15 million real estate portfolio. And you're going to need a minimum of 50 doors to get to $10,000 a month. Are you willing to put that type of work in? And he sat back because we were on Zoom. He said, damn, I ain't never think about it like that. I said, are you willing to go for broke going after that goal? Now, again, these are not exact numbers. Because we could find a property for 100,000 all in. We might find one for 50. He might find a property he can subject to and put nothing down. But these are just the raw numbers. This is what's called raw data. Somebody type in the chat, raw data. This is how I do an overview anytime I'm sitting down with a client when they give me a financial goal. And essentially we put together the raw data or the skeleton of their financial goal so we can know what their financial raw data budget needs to look like. He had no idea. Essentially, and typically I'm very direct and raw with my clients. I said, so if you're not willing to do this, then essentially your dream is a pipe dream, King. But we have to change that though. What is your plan? Now, I'm not saying you can't do this. But my next question is, what is your timeline? And I actually asked him what was his timeline of getting the 10,000 a month before I went into the raw data breakdown. And it would blow your mind how most people view this as it being overnight. Excuse me. And I said, King, I need you to look at real estate as your retirement plan. I said, do you know the average person didn't become a millionaire until they were in their 50s? I said, how old are you? He said, oh, I'm about 30 something. I was like, King, this should be a 20-year plan. Because guess what? You're going to have to work at least 20 plus years anyway. Matter of fact, the way the economy is going, the way inflation is going, the way rents are going up and mortgage, like the way life is just starting to plan out, the way your checking and savings account is set up, you're going to probably have to work the next 30, 40 years without a plan. I said, YouTube University is dope. I've learned a lot of stuff on there. But if this is your plan and you say you're trying to do this in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to have to go for broke. Are you willing to do that? He said, King, sign me up for whatever I need to today. I'm exaggerating that part. But he did say he need to get started with something. And I said, King, do you want to know why people don't get to those goals? And I'm going to tell you guys 5 things that is going to prevent you from getting to that level if you don't make a change quick, fast, and in a hurry. And this isn't anything. Your financial goals, your relationship goals, your health goals, your career goals, your family goals. If these 5 things do not change today, you're going to still be in the same place. You're going to still have that same hobby, wondering why you're online looking at everybody else who you think are winning, but most of them are in the exact same place as you. Did you know that only 4% of businesses ever make 7 figures and 7 figures plus? 4%. 4%. So you're already fighting against the odds of even becoming that elusive millionaire. But here's the thing. 2 of the fastest ways of doing that is through buying businesses. Notice I said buying, and building real estate, because now we're focused on what your net worth is or your portfolio worth. Now I know some people, they don't count net worth, but that's for people who usually are not our hue, because we need to start counting our net worth in our communities because we're not used to talking that dialogue. I'm going to tell y'all what those 5 things are. If you want to know what those 5 things are, type the number 1 in the chat. And TikTok, I need y'all to get them views, those likes up. I need y'all to get them likes up. We got to get to at least 2,000. Come on, TikTok. If you would like to know what those 5 things are that's keeping people stuck in those hobbies, what those 5 things are that's preventing them from getting that first investment property, what those 5 things are that has them stuck on the porch, gripped in fear, I need y'all to type in the chat, no more. No more. Type the words, no more. I will no longer stay stuck. I'm tired of running this hobby that's not making me any money. I'm tired. Like, how many people are just tired? Like, you're tired of the mundane. You're tired of like seeing the lack of results. You feel like giving up. Like, you just feel like there's no hope. That's because you're trying to do this alone. See, the letter I is in win. It starts with I. I have to make the decision to want it. I have to make the decision to want it. I'm going to get out of my own way. Yeah, that's a part of it. I can remember living on Flamingo and Swenson. For those who are familiar with the city of Las Vegas, living on Flamingo and Swenson, and this is a very, very transient neighborhood. So it's a lot of things going on over there, if you know what I mean. And I can literally remember at nighttime, I'm 26, 27 years old. I'm sleeping on a hard ass floor. I'm hiding my car from the repo man. I'm walking to the 99-cent store in 110 degrees heat. I'm literally crying myself to sleep every single night because I was tired. It wasn't even that I was sad. I was tired. I was tired of feeling like I was a disappointment to myself. I was tired of looking in the mirror and saying, why can't you have any success? I was tired. I was mentally drained. I was physically frustrated. Mentally frustrated. Anything. I was tired. Until I had somebody that pulled me to the side and said, Will, that's because you're trying to go through this alone. That's because you feel that you can just go to the library and keep reading the books. You need to become a specialist at finding specialists who can show you exactly what you need to do because the path is already here. If I've already laid a path, why would you go and try to find a new one? Because you're still going to run into snakes. You're still going to run into gorillas. You're still going to run into sharks. You're going to run into every single obstacle. And once you get there, you're not going to know how to deal with it because you don't have anybody telling you, hey, this is what you're going to deal with. This is what you're going to face. This is how you need to handle it. This is what you need to do. Because you feel you want to go through it by yourself. And then I hit them with, well, I don't want to be a burden on you. That's why you still losing. Well, I don't want to do this and that and that. Look, and he said, well, you're not going to dump your problems on me. But what you are going to do is that we're going to talk about what it is that you're going through. And then we're going to recalibrate. So now that you have the proper information to go through it accordingly. He said, Will, because I know a lot of y'all are new to this word, but this is what he told me in 2007. He said, Will, increase your level of emotional intelligence. What you sad for? He said, you done went through things before. He said, I'm sure you done been dumped before. I'm sure you done had disappointment. I'm sure you done lost games. I'm sure you done spent money that you really shouldn't have spent. Like every single emotion that you're going to go through on this journey, you've already experienced it. You're just putting too much you're putting too much focus on wanting to look successful as opposed to falling in love with the process. But the process you're attempting to do is completely off track of what I can show you what to do because I've already paved the pathway. So you let me know when you're ready because I'm not chasing you. This is what my mentor was telling me in 2008. Now I went back to my apartment with no furniture. I had a 17-inch television on the floor and I cried myself to sleep again. Because I said, you know what? Let me at least get these last bit of emotions out so I can come back rejuvenated. If you're still here, especially on this live right now, trust and believe you can make a drastic change ASAP. Appreciate that, Brian. So after I got that out my system, I said, you know what? I'm ready. He said, I don't believe you. Click. And I'm like, look, I can't keep calling this man because I don't got a lot of minutes. For those who are familiar with phones that had minutes back in the day, I only had a couple. I didn't have a lot of minutes because my phone stayed cut off. Katina, you funny. One last cry. But you had somebody who cared enough to tell you the truth and share wisdom. Ralphie 11, that's why I'm on here. You can't say you don't have anybody that care and tell you the truth. You're on my live for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that you were supposed to be here. So now I care enough about you to tell you the truth about yourself, wherever you fall in that category. And I'm going to go over the 5 things that's stopping you from getting where you are. Man, it was rough back in the day with them minutes. Southern Robin, tell me about it. So I called him again. I said, whoa, before you hang up, I'm really ready. He said, are you willing to go for broke? I said, absolutely. He said, if you make one excuse, I'm done. He said, I don't care how hard it is. The impossible is possible. I don't care how long it takes. You're going to be on this earth that long anyway until your creator calls you home. You keep saying that you want this. You keep saying that you want to drive this type of car. I see you got all of these posters on your wall with all of these goals that you want. But what are you doing about it? Stop telling people you got a business. Just because you got a business card don't mean you got a business. Don't nobody care about your LLC. Don't nobody care. Like, he giving it to me like, I'm like, bro, okay, I get it. I'm like in submission. Like, okay, I get it. I tap out. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. He said, no, you need to continue to hear this because the next time you have any doubt, I want you to remember everything that I'm telling you. Are you really ready? How can I stop telling people everything? George, you just got to be quiet. That's a part of willing to that's the part of your emotional intelligence. If you tell everybody everything, you lack emotional intelligence. Why do you feel the need to talk so much to people who don't care about what you're talking about? What up, Colton? And he said, Will, until you're ready to submit to the process. Somebody type that in the chat. He said, until you're willing to submit to the process, your results will stay the same. Your results will stay the same. And you're not going to like everything you have to do in that process. He said, you're not. It's going to be, yes, it's going to be hard. This is what he's telling me on the phone. Thanks for answering. I need good people around me. Absolutely, George. Stay locked in. You got a whole community of good people that's willing to push you, man. He said, this is going to be hard. It's going to be the hardest thing that you ever do in your life. But he said, let me tell you something. Do you think that someone who makes the amount of money that you say you want to make, if it's in the millions, whatever, he said, that shit didn't come easy. So why should it come easy for you? He said, it's bigger than being consistent. Why do you feel the need to talk so much to people who don't care what you are talking about? Absolutely. Like, he's telling me all of these things. He said, Will, the first lesson, I'm actually already giving you lesson number 1. Somebody write this down in the chat. He said, I'm giving you lesson number 1 without you even knowing it. I have to help you think differently. Because see, if you can't think differently, you can have a $1 billion game plan and it won't work. Because along the way of this journey to on that blueprint, you get tested just to see if you can handle it. Because let me tell y'all something. The problems hit different when you're making 7 figures. I see student loan. I see Sonia Lewis on here. She could tell you the problems are different at millions of dollars. The problems you have at 50,000 is different than millions. You still gonna have problems. And trust me, if you can't handle the 50,000 a year problems, you damn for sure can't handle the $1 million problems. Those the ones that take you out. Those $1 million problems is when you put up $75,000 and the deal goes bad. The $1 million problems is when you invest not into somebody else, but when you make investments that don't go the way you want them to go. The $1 million problems is when you hire contractors who walk off. The $1 million problem, like, you're going to deal with that. Family members treat you different. Like, you deal with things that not only can hurt you financially, but also internally. Are you willing to subject yourself to those things? Mindset. So when George asked, how do I prevent myself from talking too much? That's a mindset thing. What are you going to do when somebody tell you no? What are you going to do when something don't work right? I have clients all the time who complain when they're working on their credit and then they're 6 months into their credit rebuilding journey, and then a negative account that is actually theirs pops on their credit because they didn't pay that bill, and then they get mad at us. If you get mad at something that you messed up, you damn for sure can't handle the journey of going to 7 figures. Lamar said, how we get the bag. Lamar, your mind has to be right before you focus on the bag. Because money doesn't solve people problems. Ask the lottery winners. Ask the athletes. Ask the singers, the entertainers, the people in Hollywood. How you get to the bag is listening to what I'm saying right now. Because it starts with your mindset. I'm gonna give you all the 5 things that's stopping people. How do you handle yourself when someone is sneak dissing, especially about your losses? How do they know about your losses? That's a good question though, George. See, the only way people know you lose is because you talk too much and tell people you lose. See, I remember somebody asked me, Will, how do you prevent people knowing you lost? And I said, 1, they wouldn't know I lost because it's not a loss. It's something that I've learned from. I said, if I'm walking down the street and I slip and fall, people gonna think I'm just doing a push-up out of nowhere. because you're not going to even know that I slipped. If I fall down in the middle of a street and people saw me, I'm going to just start doing push-ups. See, the reason people know that you losing is because you broadcast it. The reason people know that you losing is because you show it in your energy. The reason people know that you losing because you complain too much. And I'm not saying you particularly, George, but I'm saying this is how people know that we losing. And here's the more ironic part. Losers are clowning you. So if you worrying about what other losers are saying, then your emotional intelligence is still low. We got to bring that up. That's why the mindset is important. Your family members are going to talk about you. You may be sleeping with the enemy. Your friends going to think you crazy. Like like even when you go on a health journey, your friends will clown you for wanting to be healthy. Man, what you eating them carrots for? Like, people clown you for wanting better in your life. But they only do that because they shit is messed up. Like, people get mad at people who they see winning, and they mad because they don't like where they are in their life. So stop worrying about what people are saying about you. That's just them projecting what they're going through and what they dealing with. So when I get trolls on my page, I heart their comment and say thank you for your insight. Because I know deep down inside, when they got to walk back downstairs to the basement they living in, they mad at their situation. If anything, they probably secretly watching what I'm saying. But they can't get over the hump to get to that next level. So they got to say something negative to me, thinking they going to knock me off my square. But I ain't built like that. I'm not built like that. I've been called every name you could think of. I've failed at 70% of things. I told people I became a professional failure. And when you get that, you will understand that is how you get to the next level, because the only way you learn the lessons and a part of being able to go for broke is you got to be willing to fail with class. Somebody type that in the chat. If you're not willing to fail with class, then you can't get to that next level. You have to be willing to fail with class. That's how you get to that next level. All right, number 1, lack of clarity. Your goals aren't clear enough, nor are they specific. If your goal is, I want generational wealth, like that's like the auto default goal for everybody. I want to be debt free. Do you even know what debt free means? Because most multimillionaires have debt. Elon Musk has debt. He bought Twitter with debt. I want to be debt free. I want to have generational wealth. Your goals aren't clear enough. If those are your top goals, your goals are not clear enough. You lack clarity. See, when that gentleman who I was doing a call with, and he said he wants to replace his income, that was not a clear goal. Because first of all, if your goal is only to replace your income, and he said he was making $4,000 a month, if you only make $4,000 a month in real estate and you quit your job, you're going to be in the same place. Because 4,000 isn't putting you where you want to be now. So your goal isn't clear enough. We got to change that. We have to change that. I need you to get clear with that. Come back to me when it's more defined. See, when we do these vision boards, we just putting stuff on there. I'm sorry. Yeah, be specific. Absolutely. I want to get business credit to build 2 houses, pull out equity and ship it to the market. All right, Ralphie 11, do you got the information to do that? If not, go and look into my REI 90 program. REI90.com. Go and look into that program. We teach you how to get the capital from the banks. Matter of fact, on TikTok, I literally just posted how I'm about to take down 2 properties for $110,000 all in, and it's going to make me $2,600 a month. And I'm using all bank money to take this property down. I need to really do a vision board. Let me tell y'all something. This one. Let me just go ahead and say it. If we're going to make vision boards, REI90, REI90.com. Or you can send me a DM here on TikTok and I'll have my team reach out to you, Ralphie. Thank you. See, we're making vision boards, but we don't have a real vision of what it is we want. This is what vision boards consist. We'll put some cars on there, or we'll put the body we want. We'll put a bowl with some money falling out of it. That is not clarity. That's just a bunch of shit we taped on the board. Trust me, I used to do this too. I'm only telling y'all because these are all of the things I used to do until somebody corrected me on how to have clarity with my goals. I have properties but have bad credit. How can I get ahead? Great question. Send me a DM and I'll have my team reach out to you to talk to you on how we can help you with your credit. 2,600, that's the gross. That's the gross, Chris. But here's the deal. Whether it's gross or net, it doesn't matter. It's net positive. My net income is actually going to be about $1,400 after debt servicing. See, these vision boards is why we are kind of like in La La Land. We're just throwing a rock in the ocean and then we think we're going to go out there and swim and find it. No, you need clarity to your visions, to your goals, to your dreams. You want a $100,000 car. First of all, do you know how much the payment is on a $100,000 vehicle? Because once you find out how much the payment is on a $100,000 vehicle, then we got to figure out what we got to do to make that amount of money to be able to service the debt on that car. But see, we just want to have a car so we can drive past our friends so we can make them jealous. Trust me, I used to think like that. I used to tell myself, look, when I start making money and I get successful and I do this, I'm about to fly back to Milwaukee in a helicopter. I'm about to drive past every girl who didn't want to talk. Like, I used to think like that too. It's like I just had goals with like no vision. Queen Ashley, what up, Queen? Queen of Detroit real estate. I see you all over the internet. I'm proud of you, sis. Keep winning. I remember when we met in Detroit when you was first getting started and you told me this is what you was going to do, but you was willing to go for broke. Ashley, if y'all don't know who Ashley is, Detroit_investor, she has a dope story. Single mom, was working for like Red Lobster, making like $10,000 a year, got her first tax refund check, bought her first property. And then every single year, she took her refund check to buy another property. And it took her like 10 years to get X amount of properties. And then I came to Detroit. She heard me speak about using creative financing. And then in like 2 years, bought another 10, 15 properties. We talking about somebody who went from making $10,000 a year, who's a multimillionaire, traveling the world, teaching people her strategies and what she do. You can't tell me this shit don't work. But are you willing to go for broke to do it? Ashley was. She was willing to spend every single tax refund check. She invested in everything. Anytime I have anything, Ashley flies to where I'm at. Or anything that anybody that she respects has. She fly there. And her thing is, you won't even know I'm a millionaire. I don't got no fancy bag. I don't need this, that, whatever. but she can go on a trip without asking 10 friends to go with her. Y'all know what that means. You need people to chip in on that room. She can get a 5-star hotel without asking people to chip in. So I salute you, Ashley. Your goals need clarity. Stop just putting cars and houses and bowls of money and the body you want. Like stop. Yeah, she don't need roommates when she go out of town. Ashley, put your handle in the chat. I need them to follow y'all. What up, Derek? Hey, I'll be back out in Milwaukee real soon, man. Yo, Derek out there in Milwaukee, he's a real one. From day one, when I pulled up in Milwaukee, he's like, yo, appreciate you, bro. Anything you need, let me, like, he just always showing hospitality. So shout out to my brother Derek Vaughn out there in Milwaukee. Real stand-up dude. And getting it, too. Getting it out there. So people lack clarity with their goals and with their vision. What up, Robert? That's why you're stuck. $2,000 a month overflow. Where can I invest? You got to find another market. Rochelle, you have to find the markets. This is what I teach in my REI 90 program. See, here's the other thing, and this is something my mentor taught me. He said, Will, I'm not giving you everything. You got to earn it. You have to earn it. Because 99% of the stuff I give you, you're not going to do nothing with it anyway. But if you earn it, you're going to do something with it. Anyways, lack of clarity. Have clarity with your goals. If you know you want a vehicle that's 600, that's 100,000, REI 90 is the GOAT. Thank you. Appreciate that, Walt. If you know your house is going to cost you $700,000, do you know how much a $700,000 mortgage is at 6% interest rate? Because then if that's the house you want, you need to figure out how much you need to make to be able to do that. Because the house you live in isn't going to make you any money. I had a client, David Smith, out of New Jersey. He was about to close on a primary residency. Now he makes about $6,500 a month. Okay, y'all write this down. This is why I say we need to learn economics. He makes $6,500 a month. That's his income from his job. He was about to close on a house. I said, David, how much is the house? He said $800,000. I said, so you're about to have a $7,900 mortgage and you make $6,500 a month? The math ain't mathing, bruh. He said, I never thought about it like that. I know, because your realtor told you this was going to be a good investment. I said, is it a good investment for you or your realtor? He actually backed out of the deal. I said, and he said, man, this is why I paid for your coaching. I said, I know. Because you literally would have been living just to pay that mortgage, and then you wouldn't be able to invest in yourself to do anything else. You can't take no trips. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. And you saying you trying to invest in real estate, you damn for sure ain't gonna be able to invest in real estate because you're gonna be so focused on trying to pay a mortgage to a house that don't nobody care about. Don't nobody care about your house? Yeah, he actually got approved. Lack of clarity. Number 2, this is for all my people who love to procrastinate and you lack discipline. This is why you stuck. You procrastinate too much. You lack discipline. When people come in my DMs and say, "Oh, when your next promo?" If you're focused and saying when your next promo, that means you assume I'm having another promotional rate. No, he did get approved for the mortgage. He did get approved because he had other people. He had his mother as a co-borrower to bring in her income. That's why he got approved. My fault because I didn't tell y'all the whole story. Yeah, we just want to have a house and like we always say, oh, I gotta have 7 rooms because when Shay Shay come by, when Big Ronnie come by, and I like to entertain, I like to barbecue. Like this is how I know when we buy houses, it's for other people. It's never for you. This is how I know when you buy a car, it's for other people. It's never for you. Because you too busy thinking who house you gonna drive by in that car, what kind of festivities you gonna throw in this house. Ask people who buy houses with pools how many times they actually swim in their pool. It's like, and then they don't tell you your water bill and your heat bill $700 a month. Anyway, procrastination and lack of discipline. This is why you stuck. He said, Will, you've been at this since Shonda said she's been in her pool 4 times. Trust me, I already know. I'm telling y'all, I'm only sharing. I basically share everything where I messed up in my life with y'all. So y'all don't have to go through that. See, I'm looking out for y'all. Everything that I got, everything where in all of the things that I got jammed up in, I come on here and share with y'all. That's why I'm laughing, because these are all of the things that I've done. I appreciate your expertise, King Will. Marlon from Detroit. Marlon, what up, King? I barely swam in my family's pool, even as an unemployed kid. Unruly sage. That is too funny. I'm telling y'all, we don't swim in them pools in our house. You pay the extra $40,000 so you can post your swimming pool online. Like, now people do stuff and they already have created an image in their mind where they're going to stand when they take the picture in front of that thing. Oh, I'm going to stand right here so they can see the water glistening off my back. Like, we've already conjured up how many poses we gonna get in front of the cars in the house and with the outfits on. Let me tell y'all, newsflash, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Are you procrastinating? Do you lack discipline? Stop telling yourself, I'm gonna do it on the next promo. Stop telling yourself, I'm going to wait till the next time. Do it today. I remember prior to, and I'm not saying like I'm like the super workout guy, because I do everything in moderation, but I still go hard. Okay? I remember I used to say, you know what? Today is Tuesday. I'm going to just keep eating bad the rest of this week so I can start on Monday. Then Monday comes around. I eat clean. I eat clean Tuesday. Then Wednesday come. And then Thursday is happy hour. So then I get some wings. I'm eating French fries. I'm doing this. I done had a slice of pizza. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna just start over on Monday. Then Monday come, I do it again. This time only made it to Wednesday. And then I say, you know what? I'm gonna start on Monday. And then I backslide on Monday. Like, you just keep repeating the same cycle. And no matter what day you trick off your diet on, or not diet, because I hate the word diet, but no matter what day you trick your meals off on, you always say, oh, I'm going to start on Monday. Like, why you got to wait till Monday? Start today. Because you want to be able to procrastinate so you can feel good for another 4 days. But guess what? Monday ain't gonna never come. But here's what you've done to yourself subconsciously. There's 3 more Mondays in this month. And then what you end up doing is you go into you mess up on the last Monday for the last Monday of the month, and then you know subconsciously there's 4 more Mondays in the next month. And then you done mess that month up, and you know, okay, there's another 4 Mondays in the next month. And next thing you know, you done gained 15 pounds, and it's summertime, and now you mad at yourself when your friends want you to go to the pool parties, when they want you to go to the beach, and now you like, girl or bro, I gotta lose this stomach weight, and I gotta do this in like 3 days. And then you online Googling how to lose belly fat in 2 days. All because you want to start every Monday. So then you starve yourself and wonder why you're not getting any results. Yes, it's too late for summer bodies. You got to start working for next summer. You needed to start that in October the year before. Because everybody's starting point is different. So if you keep procrastinating, your starting point is different than where you saw somebody else's. And then next thing you know, you online and you see somebody with the body that you should have had. And now your whole day is messed up because you stuck with the body you didn't want to work for because you was waiting for the next Monday. That's exactly what happens with our financial goals. We keep saying, I'm going to do it next month. I'm going to wait till his next promo. I'm going to wait till his next event. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then meanwhile, you done tricked off all your money that you needed to use to be able to actually do what it is you need to do. So now you can't fix your credit. You can't pay off that medical bill. You can't go to that workshop event. You can't invest in the LLC. So now you online in my DMs saying, oh, can I just set up a DBA and a sole proprietorship? No. You need a LLC, get an LLC, get a real business. So now you can't afford to pay a real tax strategist. So you want TurboTax, but you say you want to be a millionaire. Millionaires don't use TurboTax. You at H&R Block because you don't want to pay somebody to do your taxes because you done tricked it off because you said you was going to get the real information the next Monday. This is why you stuck. Procrastination and a lack of discipline. Y'all funny. Look, I'm only sharing this stuff because this is who I used to be. I'm being extremely transparent. This is who I used to be. So then we get stuck in this rut. What up, David? We get stuck. Are you ready? Do you really want it? Stop telling yourself you're going to wait for next Monday. Because you're going to spend all your money over the weekend. And then when Monday comes, you got to wait for another Monday. But then guess what? You got to make up for the money you spent last Monday. So you got to wait for another Monday. And now you 3 weeks in a hole. So now you have to wait for another freaking Monday. And then now you mad at somebody else because they done leveled up. But they was willing to do what they had to do. It blows my mind. People will borrow money to go on vacation, but won't borrow money to get into real estate. People will borrow money to go to a concert, but won't borrow money to fix their credit. Won't borrow money to pay their bills. If you're going to borrow money, at least borrow money for something that's going to move the needle in your life for something that you said you wanted. Stop trying to look good for people who don't care about you anyway. Let me tell y'all something. I don't trust people who say they got more than 3 best friends. If you got like 15 best friends, I don't trust you. Because how can you be in a position you're in with all of these friends? Because if they're all your day ones, they wouldn't even allow you to stay in this stuck situation. So I don't trust people who got a lot of best friends. Because that means that they're delusional. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that You clearly think all of these people care about you. And so everything you're doing is to try to satisfy and appease your best friends. That's why you stuck. So you continue to procrastinate and you lack discipline. And they actually only allow you to be in a circle because you willing to drive and pay for everything, even though you don't got the money. Oh yeah, I got it, y'all. You trying to be cool with them. They don't even like you, but they know you gonna pay. They know. Oh, look, let's call Nunu. She'll drive. She'll be the DD. We can get lit tonight. DD will drive. Ron, he'll pay. They talking about you behind your back, fam. They know you soft and they know you gonna pay just to be able to hang out with them. Stop procrastinating and lacking discipline. Stop it. It starts today. It stops today. Why they got all... Well, I got all of the names, Shonda, because I know all of these people. I know Nunu. You know what I'm saying? What is this live about? This live is about, do you really want it? You said you wanted to be successful. Are you willing to work for it? You said you wanted to make this amount of money. Do you really want it? You said you wanted your summer body, but we done tricked off winter and fall and spring. And I'm going over the things of why people are stuck. So number one was lack of clarity. Stop just making vision boards with cars. Like, if you never test drove the car, how do you even know you want the car? I remember I was going to go and buy a Porsche Panamera. This was in 2017. I was going to go buy I wanted a Porsche Panamera. Never driven one before. And I remember this was a car I thought I wanted. I went to test drive the car. I didn't like the car. And I ended up seeing a Mercedes S550 on the lot. And I end up driving that. And if anybody who knows anything about the higher class Mercedes, those are like spaceships on wheels. They float. And so a lot of you have dreams that you don't even know if you're going to even like. A lot of you are chasing after these things that you don't even know if you're going to like. I'm with you, Porsche. There's certain Porsches I do like. Porsches. There's some I do like. But that particular model I did not like. So there's something on your vision board that you don't even know if you will like it. Have you even went and looked at your dream house? Have you felt what it feels like to have $1,000 or $10,000 in your hands? If you haven't, go work for it. I had a client who said, Will, I've never had more than $300 in my savings account. I said, go drive, Uber, Lyft, Post, go do all of those things. And I promise you, go off the grid and come back in 90 days. He had $5,000 saved up. He said, man, I never had more than, I've never felt more than I've never had $5,000 cash in my hand. I said, it felt good, didn't it? He said, yeah, now I don't even want to spend it. See, there's a psychological thing that once you start making money and once you see that the stuff that you think you want, that shit don't mean nothing. I call them costumes. And you start to pick and choose when you want to be in the costume of society. You start to find out that when you can buy whatever you want, you really don't want all of that stuff. Savings accounts are a waste of money. Let me get to number 3. because I got to pack tonight. Fear of failure. Here's one of my favorite ones. Fear of failure. Appreciate that, Ralphie. Fear of failure. See, a lot of people don't even know what the word fear means. Somebody said they need to go test drive the Urus. Yeah, when you find out the Urus is a Q8, you might not want the Urus. The Urus is 300. You can get the Q8 for 100. It's even on the Q8, the body shaft. You raise a Urus Lamborghini truck and you look under the shaft of the body, it says it's Audi. Come from the same factory. So a lot of people think fear is false evidence appearing real. Yeah. Mr. Big Faith said he noticed that. I'm telling y'all, you start to find out half the stuff y'all want, you like, I could have done without this. See, we only know the acronym of fear. We really don't know the definition of fear. We only know the acronym. False evidence appearing real. But let me tell y'all what fear really means. Who would like to know what fear means? Type the number 1 in the chat. TikTok, I need y'all to get them likes up to 2,000 at least. I know I only show up on about 3 of y'all's For You page, but let's at least get me to 5 people pages. Let me tell y'all what fear really means. The definition of fear. Here's the textbook definition. Because I think once you really learn what the definition of fear is and stop saying false evidence appearing real, because people still falling for the banana in the tailpipe and saying that they scared. So clearly that definition doesn't work. So let me tell you what the real definition of fear is. Emotions caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. Again, let me tell you what fear means. Emotions caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So what are you scared of? Oh, I'm scared to fail. You've been failing every day up until today. Stop telling people you're failing and you won't feel like a failure. It's like most of this stuff is common sense, y'all. Stop telling people you're failing. See, when people call me and they be like, "Hey, Will, how you doing?" I'm blessed. I'm incredible. Like I don't like saying, "Oh, I'm alright. I'm straight." Now, if the dialogue opens up for us to go into depths, but I'm not sharing my goals and my vision and my vulnerability with someone who can't help me anyway. Because 90% of the people y'all on the phone yapping to talks you out of your goals. Well, girl, that shit hard anyway. I tried that in 1943. Ma'am, you wasn't born in 43. Stop lying. Man, bro, like my cousin, he tried that stuff. Sir, your cousin was a whole crook. He tried to buy houses with CPNs. Sir, stop lying. You didn't try that shit. I tried that real estate thing. I tried the whole business thing. It didn't work for me. Yeah, because you don't work. Like, we will ask people who sleeping on our couch for financial advice. We will ask people who doing worse than you what you think about that. Man, I don't know. I don't think I would do that. Sir, you can't spell entrepreneur. It's like I-N-T, the U is silent. Like, then you wonder why losers are calling you a loser. Because you care about the opinion of somebody who can't move the needle in your life. You scared to fail in front of people who failing while they sleeping on your couch. We go and ask people who borrowed money from us how to go make money. Well, I just borrow it from you. That's how I make money. It's like, yo, come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better. We got to. Lisa put basement millionaires. Aunt Trap. Hey, y'all funny. Fear of failure. Stop saying that you're scared to fail. Or you're like, oh, fear, false evidence appearing real. That's the acronym. But when you know what fear really means, you will stop using that as an excuse. You can't make this shit up. You will stop using fear as an excuse because based upon the textbook definition, fear is an emotion caused by belief that someone or something is dangerous. If your goals are dangerous, maybe you need to rethink them. If you feel it is dangerous to own a real estate portfolio, then stop. If you think it's dangerous to want to take your family out of poverty, then stay where you are. If you're fearful because you think it's dangerous to provide a better quality of life for your family, to drive a car that's not leaking oil everywhere you go, to have to put something on your bills every month, trust me, I've had to endure all of that stuff because I kept telling myself I was scared to fail and that I'm fearful. What are you fearful of? There's no bodily harm that's going to happen for you going through an experience to learn what works and what doesn't work. This is what I mean by when I say you have to be willing to go for broke for what it is that you want. And if you're not willing to go for broke, then hang it up. Everybody's not supposed to be living up here. And I get it. But no matter where you want to move the needle to in your life, moving the needle for you may be being able to eat healthier foods. This is why we're sick. It's people in their 20s who look older than me. I'm fearful of broke thinkers. Billions, you talking now. I don't even allow people. I put my phone on D&D on because you can't get through to my line if I know that you are a broken thinker. I don't even accept your call. I don't care who you are. You can't get through my line if you're a broken thinker. That's a good one, Billions. If you scared of everything, oh, I'm scared I'm going to fail. Anytime somebody tell me that lets me know that they ain't tried shit. Or the stuff that they claim they tried, they didn't do it the right way or they halfway did it. Because if you really did it the right way, you would have been like, okay, damn, now I figured out what doesn't work. So now I just got to tweak this and do it this way. When people complain and crying because like they credit messed up, those are the funniest people to me. Because first of all, you messed it up. Sparky, you mad at me and my team or like people like I've been on phones with potential clients who they don't even know their spouse's credit situation. They don't even know their spouse's credit or their spouse's financial situation. That is the weirdest thing. I'm saying, so you lay with this person every night, y'all pillow talking, y'all whispering each other ears, y'all know what each other breath smell like in the morning, but y'all scared to talk about finances. Y'all done every nasty thing under the sun, possibly. Some of y'all will get that on the way home. But y'all scared to talk about finances at the dinner table. You're a broken thinker. Oh, I'm scared to talk to my wife about the money. She, yeah. Hold on. Let me take you off speaker. We can't talk about my credit while baby in there making biscuits. It's like, sir, you carry 3 pistols and you scared to look at your credit? Anyways, fear of failure. Okay, that's number 3. It's like we make excuses to want to stay content. Man, that's the first thing we are talking about. For real. Like if I was on a dating app, I would have a sentence in there that says, I need to know what your financial situation is. Like, that's a screening question. Like, we ain't even getting to hello. Anyways, I actually been thinking about doing a finance and relationship podcast, but I don't want bitter people coming on there. Like, I want people who we can have some real intellectual dialogue. All right. Anyways, let me get through this list because I got a pack tonight. All right. Number 4, negative mindset. That actually goes to what Billions just said. Broke thinkers. Are you a broken thinker? Do you think? See, here's the definition of thinking. Run their credit on my identity IQ before the first date. See, someone who thinks illogically is someone who has broken thinking. And when you think about the definition of insanity, continuously doing the same thing over and over, expecting results, well, if you have an illogical way or an irrational way of thinking, you are an insane person. See, we've tarnished the definition of words when all we have to do is go and look in a dictionary or look it up or type it up. This is why I have money dictionaries, banking terms dictionaries, real estate dictionaries, business and economic dictionaries. We don't even know what the words mean that we're using. Someone who can't think properly is someone who thinks illogically. And someone who thinks illogically is an individual who is insane. That's what the definition of being insane is. See, we think somebody insane is somebody who's beating their head up against the wall. No, that's not insane. Insane is someone who can't think logically. And when you continuously hear the economics of why you want to get your life in order financially, but you are not willing to make a change, or you combat everything that I say, you, sir or ma'am, are not thinking logically or irrationally. That's why Billion said someone who is a broken thinker is dangerous to be around. And some of y'all are with that person every day. That's your day one. That's your boo. That's your bae. That's your honey bun. That's your sugar bear. That's your parents. That's your coworkers. Newsflash, your coworkers are not your friends. Kristen to tell you on here, I didn't hang with people from work. People thought I was insane. Cause I wasn't at all of the happy hours in the birthdays for the employees. I called off on potluck days. Look, no, y'all ain't my friends. I'm coming to work to get a check that I'm gonna use to invest to build my business. I was using a printer paper. I was printing my ebooks off on they dime because I couldn't afford a printer. Hell, I barely had the internet, so I was using my company's internet. Negative mindset. So this is when you hear people say, when you change your thinking, that is when you'll become successful. It's no coincidence that every single book that is out on becoming successful and building wealth, the number one thing is to change the way you think. But we all think it's about going to get an entrepreneurship starter kit outfit. We got to get the shirt, we got the chain, we got the hat, we got the Louis Vuitton shoes, we got the purses, we got the belt buckles with the big ass GG belt buckle. Like, we got all of these costumes on, but we ain't got one damn customer. Because our mindset is negative. See, they don't want me on their podcast. So I just start my own. Is your mindset negative? Is your thinking broken? So when I say you got to go for broke, you got to be willing to cut people off. It's people I refuse to talk to. I don't care how long we've been knowing each other. Oh, we blood. Yeah, that's by default. That's by default. And your blood clearly can't be the same as mine the way you think. Maybe I'm adopted. I don't know. But it's like, nah. If you think that way, I do not want to be around you. Shonda telling me I got a pack. So let me hurry up and get through this last one. All right, Shonda. All right. Okay. Let me get through this. Negative mindset, though. Yeah, the law of the lid. This is why your company not growing. This is your lid. This is as far as your people can go. The people don't believe in you because you don't believe in yourself. Who do you listen to? Are you listening to your broke friends? Are you listening to your broke homeboys? But see, here's what we've done. We've calculated success by the car our friends drive. We've calculated our friends' success because of the trips that they take. Y'all know it ain't expensive to go out of the country, right? It's like $400. So when you seeing people doing all this traveling, like, you can split your vacations up into 4 payments on Klarna or however you pronounce it. Those credit cards, that's what's being used to fund a lot of these trips. That's why people credit be getting jacked up, because that $300 limit they give you a credit one, you done spent it on the trip to Tulum. The trip was only like $463. So stop listening to people who you value, thinking that they have it all just because they go on trips. Just because they got a certain vehicle, just because they live in a certain house. Most people house poor. Let me peel the lid back off of y'all. Most people are house poor. If you got $1 million house, but everything in there from IKEA, the furniture only gonna last about 2.5 years. And I'm not knocking IKEA, but what I'm saying is that we are trying to do things to look rich. We got to stop that. And what we end up doing is we're looking at those people buying their advice or buying into their advice, and they have a negative mindset because they are standing on shifting shifting foundations, because they only in that house because they was willing to spend every single dime of their paycheck to live in a certain community. And they negative, but you respect their decision because that you like the house they live in. You respect their decision because they done bought the old Mercedes Benz that you think, like, we got to stop it. And I know I'm saying some of these things like for shock value, but this is because this is like the reality that a lot of us live in. This is really most of us our realities. We're buying the advice of people who we think have made it, but they really are broken. They're broken thinkers and they're really broke. They finessed you optically. Cut them out of your life today. Don't wait till Monday. Oh, we were supposed to go to Friday throwback session. Cut them off today. Cut them off today. Because the next Monday they're going to want to do something else. And because you want to ride in their Mercedes, you're going to wait till the following Monday. You want to swim in their pool, so you're going to wait till the following Monday. And next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, and then you're going to say, oh, well, I got to go to their house because I make the best mashed potatoes. So now it's 2024 and you're in the same position because you want to ride in a car and you didn't want to cut them off, knowing they were negative. It's funny, but it's true. Absolutely. That's why we all can relate to this, because we've all been through this. I've been through this. One of these days, I'm going to put out a book with like all of my stories. I'm telling you, you're going to either cry, laugh, want to give me a hug, like something. You're going to be like, damn, how did you survive? Lots of prayer and crying, okay? By myself. Number 5, because Shonda going to get me. She going to tell my sister. All right. Number 5. If you're ready for number 5, type the number 5 in the chat. If you're ready for number 5, type the number 5 in the chat. I hope I can replay this. I'm at door dashing right now, waiting for the order. I can't even take note. Amy Rodriguez, salute to you out there doing DoorDash, getting that money. That's what I'm talking about. Stack that bread. Get all of that money. But yes, there will be a replay of this. There will be a replay. All right, number 5, lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. Now, we always say, oh, I want an accountability partner. We don't even really know what that means. We don't even know what that means. Because we get mad when somebody holds us accountable. We get mad when they call us out on our shit. Well, didn't you tell me you wanted that accountability partner? Oh, well, I'll just wait till Monday. Just call me back Monday. No, today. You need to make a change today. Today. Go get your credit fixed today. Go start learning about real estate today. Go set up that don't just set up an LLC because you heard somebody tell you to set up an LLC, but get the proper structure. You may have to book a consultation to speak with the professional so you know what you need to set up. If you keep saying you want to learn about real estate, but you ain't learning about real estate, you ain't going to learn about real estate. Because then Monday's going to put you into 2024. Today. You need to get started today. Lack of accountability. See, accountability means being accountable, aka responsible. See, that's a word a lot of people are scared of. Let me tell you what responsible is. Having an obligation to do something. Responsible means having an obligation to do something. You have an obligation to get your family out of that neighborhood. You have an obligation to get your family a better living situation. You have an obligation to get yourself a better living situation. Why do you want to stay where you want to stay? And don't say because like it's really hard right now. No, you're not working hard enough. Because it's hard being poor and it's hard putting the work in to get where you want to do. Pick which hard you want though. Look, when I used to fly and I had to get there used to be a website called cheaptickets.com when I was flying. I couldn't fly much back then. but it was cheaptickets.com. This was the seats that the airline sold you that nobody else wanted. The seats was like $47, but you may be sitting where the luggage is at. You gonna get there. But trust me, I rather work really hard so I can get a good seat. I don't like middle seats. That website still exists? Oh, damn. I remember I used to have to park my car two blocks away from where the events I was going to because I was embarrassed. I had to get out of that. I had to become comfortable being uncomfortable because I had a responsibility to myself because of everything I used to say I wanted to do when I was a kid. Let me tell y'all something. What happened to that inner child in you? The one who said, man, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be have a star on Hollywood. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. See, we stop imagining and we just start wishing. Because see, an imagination is something that's vivid, that gives you clarity. So now you know what your goal is and gives you a blueprint and a roadmap to go after it. And you have to be willing to put that work in and submit to the process every single day, no matter what the outcome is, as long as you're getting results. Let me say that again. Some of y'all may not have catch that. You have to be willing to put the work in every single day, no matter the outcome, as long as you are getting results. See, some of y'all have failed on your obligations to yourself. Do you want to continue doing that? What did Portia say? We got a sermon and a whole free lives outlining the 5 things you need to change today. Not Monday. Absolutely. Take accountability for your life, for your goals, for what it is you want, for where it is you're trying to go to. And more importantly, stop telling yourself that you're going to wait till mother freaking Monday to do it. What up, Blue? Blue will tell you. Shout out to my brother, Blue. One of the most successful music managers in the music industry. Has managed everybody from Mary J. Blige to Nas to Case to Big Sean to Nick Cannon to Jodeci. Like he's done it. He's done it all. And he'll tell you the work ethic that they had to put in. He'll tell you the sleepless nights he's had on the road. He didn't become the number one. Blue told me a story how he was just a roadie pretty much working for free before he became where he was at. You think it's happenstance? Blue didn't wait till Monday to get started. Blue got busy today. And that's why he's one of the most respected individuals. And if you haven't seen my podcast episode with him, extremely inspirational episode that I had with him. So shout out to the check finder. And his name speaks for itself because he gonna help the people he rock with get a check. Real good brother too. It's you versus you, like Blue said. Make sure y'all follow my brother, the check finder. So stop waiting and procrastinating and say you're going to get started and just get started. I don't care if you have micro doses of the activity. Just get started today and stop making excuses. Period. Because at the end of the day, if your needle not moving and you got an LLC, that's not a business. That's a hobby. If you writing off everything every year, so you showing you ain't making no money, that's a hobby. Because you can't go nowhere and buy nothing. I don't care how fancy your business cards look. Trust me, because we throwing them away anyway. People, look, if y'all still out there handing out business cards, they're throwing them away. If your energy isn't moving the room because you going in there with your hobby business cards, you need to get started today. Period. Okay? Period. So with that being said, it is 10:43. I appreciate everybody out there on the East Coast who stayed up and rocked out with me. And look, y'all, I come on here and I know I say a lot of crazy things, but I say them because it's really true. I say them because this is stuff I went through. Blue will tell you. Blue remember when I was out here being, just trying to figure my life out, but I was always on the grind. I never stopped. I never had an excuse. Blew around millions of dollars. Even when I was homeless, I ain't never asked him for $1. Because I was willing to go out there and put in the work. And because of my work ethic, he was willing to put me in rooms where I can create my own opportunities. I wasn't trying to be in the picture, in the videos and in the pictures with his artists. That was one of the things he said. Well, I admire you. Ain't no groupie. I was like, nah. I ain't trying to take pictures with dudes. I'm trying to come back so I can create an opportunity so we can make some money together. Yeah, I rock with you. But no, let's figure out how we can make some money together because your picture has no value for me. He said, man, I appreciate that. So let's go out here. Let's stop making excuses. Let's put some work in. The shit is gonna be hard, but where you are in your life right now, it's hard up to this point. So why not work hard at something that you said you wanted December 31st, 2022? Okay? So appreciate y'all. Again, if you need any assistance, if you're looking for some coaching, if you're looking for real estate, credit, funding, all of that, send me a message in my DMs. My team will reach out to you tomorrow. If you want to call tonight, I see Gax is still awake because she going to call you. So you want to call tonight, Gax is up. But, don't be, just make sure y'all talking business because Gax will cut the call off real quick. So make sure you send a message. Mr. Eddie, what up, cuz? I see you out there doing your thing in Hollywood, man. Appreciate you, family. Shout out to my cousin Eddie out of Milwaukee. Went for his dreams. Moved to California, Los Angeles to pursue acting. And I remember on his way to LA, he stopped in Vegas. And I remember we sat at a bar and just we exchanged words for a minute. And I remember telling him, I said, cuz, whatever you do, don't freaking stop. And this man done been in television series, writing screenplays, like he's done it all. I'm extremely proud of my family, yo, because he never stopped no matter what adversity he may have faced. And even if he's had some failures, I don't know. Because he don't broadcast it. He's always smiling. He's always happy through the wins, through the losses, through everything. And that's how you have to be. Yeah, shout out to Milwaukee. We in the building. For real. People said they don't even know where that city at. Look, we going to tell y'all where it's at. It's the place where the best real estate is at. Let me tell you that. Okay?